right. Welcome to Parenting in 10. Tonight is a special night because we are doing a back to school special. I brought along some amazing women. I cannot wait to introduce them. So we're going to go ahead on and get started. Okay, this back to school, some of you all have already started and some of you are heading back. And so I decided to do this and bring along some friends because you know what? We're all mamas and trying to transition from the summertime, getting back into school, it could be a little difficult. So for tonight's show, we have a back to school special for you guys, okay? So I'm going to go ahead on and bring my guest on. And I'm excited because this is my first time doing a panel, y'all. So bear with me. All right, we're bringing on Miss Fightress, Miss Raven. I feel like I should get like a, and Miss Mar. I feel like I should get like a hand clap. Woo! You know
the sound machine behind it.
Oh my goodness, ladies! Thank you so much for being on. You all look so beautiful. Look at that. We got the kids in. This is real. This is live. What's happening? So I'm gonna go ahead on and introduce you guys. Okay. I'm gonna tell you as a mouthful. I don't know if I can do it justice, but I'm gonna try. All right. So down at the bottom here, we're gonna go from right to left. Okay. We have Miss Mara Vicente Robinson. Did I say it right? I got it. Woo! She is a wife, a mother of two beautiful girls, sister, daughter, and friend. Mara is an assistant professor of organizational leadership for Air University, Maxwell Air Force Base, and she received her PhD in leadership studies from the University of San Diego, a master's in curriculum and instruction from Chapman University, and a bachelor's degree in international studies from the College of William and Mary in Virginia. She has also earned several hard knocks reality checks through experiencing poverty, hunger, and other human struggles and challenges. Her philosophy is, and I love this, is she lives life fully when she chooses hope, gratitude, joy, empathy, and vulnerability. Everybody welcome Ms. Mara. That's a mouthful, boy. I'm like, woo! All right, we have in the middle, we got Ms. Raven Buffer Hardy. Welcome her. Ms. Raven Buffer Hardy is a wife and a mom of three amazing, wonderful girls. She is a waiver case manager and community support specialist for the State of Alabama Independent Living Program. Raven received her Bachelor's of Science. She got two bachelors. I'm just going to say she got a Bachelor's in Business Management and a Bachelor's in Administration. Is that right? My goodness. From where?
Business Science is cool. It's business.
Business from where? Tuskegee University. She got to represent.
You understand it. You know. Thank you very much.
She also has her master's, y'all, in science of rehabilitation counseling. She's an advocate for the youth, especially for the deaf and hard of hearing community, and encourages and promotes education for all people who she comes in contact with. Her philosophy, which I love in parenting, is making miracles happen one day at a time. Okay?
Yeah.
All right. And over here towards my left, we have Miss Fightress. Erin, welcome. Marie Hurd, I'm telling you, y'all got a whole, I'm telling you. Fightress Erin is a Christian wife, mother, and of two amazing children. She has her MBA and her Master's of Science in Marriage, Couple, and Family Counseling. She's also a doula and an herbalist. Okay, y'all. So by day, she's homeschooling, stay-at-home mom. She's a mom by day, but by night, she's counseling clients. And on the weekends, y'all, she's up in that kitchen stirring it up to get those elderberries out, okay? So she's not only got her degrees, but she's a businesswoman. I ain't mad at you. Okay. And she's so passionate about serving other moms in the community. She's also active in her local mom communities, which she has built over the years. She started a lot of local mom groups. And Fightress' philosophy is, it is possible to heal from past trauma while achieving your present goal. Ladies, welcome. That was a lot. Did I cover it all?
You got it.
So at this point, I'm going to step off because I'm not worthy. I can't. I can't do it.
I'm going with you. Let's go.
I know, right?
All right. So this show, ladies, is about helping other parents out there. I know with me coming out of summertime, I've been having a hard time transitioning. I don't know about y'all, but getting back to school has not been easy for me. I don't know about y'all, but I want to say, y'all, listen to me. I have Alabama in the house. They are representing here tonight. I'm really excited about these women. So we're going to go right on in. All right, so the first question, ladies, are you ready? When it comes to preparing for back to school, what are some challenges, not only for the children, but for us as parents that may be difficult? Y'all take the floor.
Getting back to the schedule.
Yep.
That is like the number one challenge, getting back to that normal routine, that normal schedule. It is
Because
difficult.
your mindset is like still in relaxed mode. No schedule, no nothing.
Yes. Especially as a neurodivergent mom, I have ADHD. And so getting back in that schedule and routine is challenging for me. I have my own struggles, and it's like trying to get my child back in that schedule is,
Self-diagnosed ADHD, but yeah.
But it's so many moms out there that have ADHD and their children have it. So this is really important because you guys are just regular moms. Y'all got it going on too, but you guys have the same issues that we all have trying to get back into schedule. And I know for me, I have a child who's neurodivergent and ADHD. Trying to get him back on schedule, plus my other two, and get myself together, it is not easy.
It's not. It's not.
What about you, Marv? Has it been hard for you to transition getting back into school?
I would say actually I have a child who thrives off of schedule, predictability. And I know we all do. I know we all like to have those things. She really, really does. And so having that same routine every day with a little variability in between actually does much better for her once we start school. So the predictability, Saturdays and Sundays become really hard because she went from having this structure to now, I mean, it could be wide open because I love to just go with the flow and I make it up as I go along. And that does not serve my eldest child
for her
at all. And so it's growing for both of us. But I think the hardest is just the grace of giving to ourselves and to the teachers and to like people are posting like, if you are that parent who has to like do X, Y, and Z just to get your kid out of the car, get out of the carpool line. And so it's like this humor, but also please get out of the carpool line.
Yeah,
like, we got places to go.
Right.
So it's like giving ourselves grace because you will one day be the person with the kid who's not getting out of the car holding up the whole carpool line.
Yeah.
So just
I start early. I'm like, all right, where's your mask? Put it on. All right.
Okay, let's go.
Unbuckle. All right, unbuckle. Unbuckle. I literally turned around while driving, like
we tuck and roll. Go.
At that point, it is definitely tuck and roll. And then you're like, all right, push it, close the door. Oh, there.
Can't pull off. The door's open.
The door's open. It is hit everything. Like somebody's running behind it. Like I got you.
It's just so hard because I will give everybody else in that carpool line or in the teacher lineup line or whatever so much grace. Be like, oh, God bless that mom with the kids and da da da. And for myself, nothing, no mercy. Oh man.
I think we are hard on ourselves. You're right.
I missed one step, and now I mean, I just come totally down on myself. So it's that like, okay, good, we're back on a schedule. This really benefits my child. I need to benefit my child, and not pummel myself to death, which is
So I want to ask, because we have our children in traditional school, but I really want to know about homeschooling. How's it for you? Because you homeschool, transitioning from summer to now, okay, we got to get back on the schedule. Like, how does that work for you, Fightress?
I love back to school time because gyms are empty, the libraries are empty.
Yeah.
All the kids are in school. And so that's good and bad though, because we have more freedom and flexibility to get out and about without crowds, especially in the COVID era. That's a great thing.
Yeah.
But then we have all these options. And it's like you walk into a candy store and you see all these things, all these activities. And my school has already, so we haven't officially started. We don't start until after Labor Day. And so like my schedule right now is starting to get full where I'm having to back off and say, okay, you don't need an activity or you don't need a trip or a homeschool meetup every day of the week. But there's also the flexibility of homeschooling is we get everything done throughout the day, but it doesn't have to take all day. And that's good for me with ADHD because I look at the timers too. Like Kyrie's looking at the timers for our reading time. I'm looking at it too, because it's like I need to see that visual as well as he does to kind of help with the groove of our day so we don't get overwhelmed. But I love back to school time because the library, everything's empty. It's like we can go, to story time. It's not full. We can go to museum. It's not full. Like Chick-fil-A line. It's not full.
Not full.
And see, I love it because it's the best of both worlds. You know what I mean? And so, Fightress kind of already put us into the second question. So what are some tips and tools that you can give some of the parents to help their children mentally prepare to go back to school? Because that's a big part. We get routines and schedules, find that time. But the mental part, I think for me, is what takes me so long to get it. So what can we do? What can we give these parents to help them out? What do you do?
I utilize resources. I'm all about some resources. I use an app called Headspace, which is a grounding and meditation app, and for myself. And they have a kids portion. And that helps Kyrie for when we both get overwhelmed with everything. And I'm able to step back and ground myself, and he's able to step back and ground himself. And that really helps us when we get in that funk where it's like, the schedule's everywhere. We got things, we got places to be. And I have a 10-month-old too, and she's crying, and it's like a lot of moving pieces. Sometimes just hitting the reset button. Is good for us. It just a mental reset to just shut it down for a good 5-10 minutes, refresh, breathe. Okay, now let me go do what I got to do.
Right.
What about you guys? What else do you do? So I think that's great because we get like I said, the best of both worlds. We have traditional schooling and we have homeschooling. And I think that's amazing. I do like the mental part that's what I do with my kids in the morning. We'll do a little bit of meditation, just kind of get our mind right, because sometimes we got to start the day on a positive note. So I think that works whether you're homeschooling or doing traditional school. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And what about you? So Mara, if she don't mind me saying, she has a whole newborn and she has a child that's starting back school. What do you do? Because I know that's a lot of mental work. Like for me, if I had a newborn, I don't know what I would do. I don't know. Like, God bless you.
I know what I would do.
I know.
Why? Y'all are the reason I even survived 2 weeks of newborn. Can you speaking of newborns and not sleeping, can you ask the question one more time?
That
part. I said, what are some tips and tools that you can give parents to help their children mentally prepare to go back to school, even for parents too, to help them mentally prepare? What have you done to help get your children or your child back to school?
I think she's gonna drown me out. I think
that's okay. She wants to be seen. Come on in.
Say hi, everybody. Hi. I think
that's it. We're done.
That's it. Why even do the rest of the show?
That's it.
I think something that I learned in my teaching credentialing program that has been really helpful even now. And I was thinking of answering the first question this way, is just like the transitions and how working on those transition times is so helpful. And my oldest, she's about to be 7. And if she knows what's coming, can you hear me? Am I still coming out?
We can hear you. It's buffering a little, but we can still hear you.
Okay. If she knows what's coming and a bit more what to expect, and we transition into it, I mean, it makes night and day difference in our home. By the way, my husband is like this too, and he's a full grown
mine too.
The full-blown ADHD. But so I mean, maybe it's extreme, but last year I didn't have the chance to do this. But we started school August 17th. July 17th, we started counting down the days on the calendar.
Wow, that's a good idea.
We have a huge calendar with lots of colors up on the wall. You've seen that. And I know. And anyway, and so we mark it down, and we have this like big colorful thing around it. And then we practice putting her clothes out, and she loved that. We made a game of it. And it takes so much energy front loading that. But then my goodness, our first week was such success.
It was smooth. Yeah.
And I thought it was going to be a disaster because I'm by myself with these two, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I would say. I would say, however is
time.
most successful for your family doing transitions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I've been asking her since she was really little. I wonder if you guys do this, you know? I say, this is what would help mommy. Would this help you?
Yeah.
You know, and sometimes I get something back like, well, cartoons and a lollipop would help.
That helps everyone.
Yeah, front loading for success.
Oh yeah, yep. Lene, and she says front loading for success. Yes,
Yeah,
that's pretty much
It's just so much work on my part, but then it ends up paying usually paying off.
Yeah.
But yeah, and so then I'll ask her and I'll be like, what would help? And sometimes she doesn't know the words, so then I'll give her an example and talk it out. It's just a lot. It's a lot of work, but it seems to pay off.
It does.
Yeah.
So
Really
I'm gonna be going back to work here on the 22nd.
Oh wow.
So yesterday was the 22nd. Yeah. So then, I started talking about that and what that might look like, and that would be like, but like very little bit, very simple chunks that a 6-year-old and a husband. You know what I mean? Like, because I have it all up here. I'm the planner. I've got it all up here.
I think a lot of us moms are the planner. I think we can safely say we're all plan.
Yes, and the list and the checklist.
Yes.
So
it's in there.
That out, and being like, well, what's your piece gonna be? What's your part? I'm gonna make sure I put my shoes on. And that's a good idea. What else will you do?
And make sure you have pants on. Make sure you have pants on. The important stuff, necessities.
Exactly. So
the small things, the small victories, we live for them. We live for them. Not to come in.
I'm gonna ask. So since Raven's talking, she has 3 girls, y'all. 3. Okay. God bless her. Just like I said, all these girls. God bless her.
Yes.
What did you do to get them ready? Because you have 3 different schools you're going to. I do too with boys, but you got 3. What? How are you doing that?
Divide, conquer, and delegate your husband. I mean, like, and
Use your team. That part.
Team it. But for me, it's delegate day of. Like, you need to drop her off. Make sure you pick her up.
Yeah. Don't forget that.
This is an everyday reminder, because please don't forget the child. But
y'all sit down for dinner and you're like, somebody is missing. Yeah. Oh, the girls.
Yeah, and it got dark. Hold on, y'all. I mean, all of a sudden it was just like the song was like, bye, y'all. I was like, why am I getting so dark skinned? But yeah, it's delegation and prepping. Like, everybody goes to bed. 8 o'clock is that time, whether it's a little before, a little after, great. But that is what you shoot for. And then after they're in bed, it's prep. You prep for that next day.
And be ready.
And be ready to ride. Like, even though in the morning, there's no doing here at night with them. Like, it's in the morning.
Yeah.
And in the morning, 6:45, somebody needs to be in the chair starting some hair. 7:15, I need to be wrapping up. Like, so if I'm not even to that second girl, we got to brush this thing up. We got to figure it out, because we got to be out of the door. It's that prepping. It's the prep. It's that. We work this situation out. We got to make these miracles. Like, just
make it happen every one day at a time.
One day at a time. And we're just.
So I think you guys have said some great stuff. You said Fightress mentioned doing some meditation and kind of grounding yourself. Sometimes it's okay to take that little time out. And then Mara talks about really transitioning, prepping your child, especially if you have a child with a disability. That really helps. It helps not only them, but it helps you. Yeah. And then you say it's good to prep, and it's good to kind of have divide and conquer and use your village. So if you have a village, use this. Use your support system, because You can't do it by yourself.
No, there is no working at it alone. Absolutely not.
Especially if you have multiple children, I think too. It makes it hard. And like for me, I have boys, so I don't have to do the hair. We go straight to the greatest barbershop. That's what happens in my end. And I'm okay with that. God knew what he was doing when he gave me all boy. He knew that. He is good all the time. Thank you, Lord, because he knew.
Oh my God.
I always laugh at Raven and Fightress and Mara, be like, "Oh, you guys got girls, huh?" Poor thing. And see, and Fightress, she has a 10-month-old, so she hasn't gotten there yet.
No, not yet.
So enjoy these moments. Enjoy these moments.
Can I say something off of what Raven was saying? But also from my teaching days, this idea of backwards planning. So when because I can do all these things in a classroom with 40 some teenagers, and then all of a sudden I'm with a 5 or 6 year old and this baby, and I'm like,
you're like, what am I doing? What
am I doing? And so so one night I was like, okay, we cannot make, like, we were not for years y'all, like with an S at the end, we were not making it to bed. Like 8 o'clock was a dream. And I was like, okay, so I was like, if we want to go to bed at 8, that's my goal. What has to happen before that? And then what has to happen before that? When I planned it back, that meant we had to have dinner at 5, which for me is crazy because I'm from South America and we have dinner at 7 o'clock at night.
That's it.
If you're sick, right? Otherwise, you're having dinner at 8 or 9 o'clock at night, which is just not possible in this country. It's just not how this country works. So when I did that, I was like, okay, 5 o'clock was snack time. Now 5 o'clock is dinner.
Yeah.
And that changed. And that changed because I was backward planning the way I would prepare a classroom. I was preparing my home. Like I was preparing the evenings. So instead of a semester, I was doing daily. And so that was a mind change. So it was like front loading for success, right? But then the other back end of that is backwards planning to where you want to get to.
Yeah, I think you said something. It's like you're shifting your mindset too. And as your kids get older, I'm learning that now. I'm hitting the teenage years. You have to change the way you do things every year. You can't do the same thing. Right. It's just different because they're moving different. They're growing. They're learning differently. So I think you really said something there too, Mara. All right, ladies, we're going to get to the last question. Ready? I want you guys to end it with a quote or something that you use to help you throughout the day, something that's inspirational for those parents. Give them the final something that you think will be successful for them, that you may use to help them, or something that's going to keep them going, because back to school is either here for some people or is about to come. So what would you tell them? What can you do? What can you say?
I think I'll go first and say, be present, not perfect.
That's a good one.
The moments are fleeting. Like the kids grow so fast, and I know it's a lot and I know it's overwhelming, but just try to be present in that moment instead of trying to be perfect. It's okay if everything, you have an off day. As long as the kid's happy, everybody's happy. She's looking like, oh.
Yeah. I like that. Say that phrase one more time. The P. Say it one more time.
Be present, not perfect.
I love it. Be present like perfect. So y'all heard that? I love that. Because I think we do strive as parents to have this perfection. We got to do everything right. And then when we're down on ourselves when we don't do it right, and we're hard on ourselves. Yeah. But this is, being a parent did not come with an instruction manual. I don't know if yours did, but mine did not. Okay. So we just got to give grace, like you said, for ourselves.
Yeah.
Who else has something inspirational or something they want to share to inspire these parents to keep going?
I'll just piggyback on what she said. I always think about the fact that my oldest daughter is going to leave this house in 4 years. Like she's in high school.
Wow.
She's in high school. So and the time flew by, like you said. It's gone. So you definitely need to take a deep breath and understand it's okay if 1 or 2 days or whatever Jack goes to Jesus and back. Hallelujah. Because it's not going anywhere else, but what I'm saying. But you just gotta understand it's gonna be all right. We'll just take this as a loss today or tomorrow or even the day after. But as long as you understand, The baby's good, big baby or not. Yeah, because she's a big baby. Begging me right now to go to get some stuff for volleyball. But yeah,
we're like it's 7:25 at night.
That part right there.
But see, our job is never done. We are always moving. That's just what we do.
I'm feeling the clothes for my job. I'm surprised I even have my heels off. I'm just saying. But yeah, just keep moving. Make one little small miracle happen at a time. I'm about to make mine in like 25 minutes.
What about you, Mara?
There we go. She's just making so much noise over
I can
here.
hear.
It's a little bit long. I have it printed out. It's on my dashboard, and it's from Thomas Merton, St. Thomas Merton. You ready?
Yes.
Okay. It says, "My Lord God, I have no idea what I'm doing. I do not see the road ahead of me. I cannot know for certain where it will end, nor do I really know myself. And the fact that I think that I am following your will does not mean I'm actually doing so. But I believe that the desire to please you does in fact please you. And I hope I have that desire in all that I am doing. I hope that I will never do anything apart from that desire. And I know that if I do this, you will lead me by the right road, though I may know nothing about it. Therefore, I will trust you always, though I may seem lost and in the shadow of death. I will not fear, for you are ever with me, and you will never leave me to face my perils alone."
All right, drop mic. I'm done. That was it.
Let me get that.
I didn't know she was coming with that, y'all. I didn't know she was coming with
I'm gonna get that. That's gonna be my daily prayer. Like
right there.
Text, email, all of that.
Yeah, you had to send that to everybody. I'm gonna need you to send that so I can put it up on the page.
Drop that in.
Thanks in advance. Thank you.
Yes.
And we had a couple of comments. Carlene says, time does fly by, so when they grow up fast, so enjoy them while you can. I think that you ladies hit on something. Melanie said that was really powerful. I mean, I think you hit something. I think the parents, she said cut and paste. Cut and paste that. Well, ladies, I have to say, I hope that you parents have gotten something out of this. We are just regular moms, just like you. They got it going on. I'm just honored to be in their presence. Okay, if y'all didn't hear their bio from earlier, I gotta catch up. But you ladies, I thank you so much. I think the biggest thing we've learned out of this is really just to enjoy these moments with our children. And no matter how much it may be, we're not perfect. And give yourself grace. Give yourself that time. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna post. When this is done, guys, I'm gonna post their contact information so that way you guys can contact them via email. If you have any more questions, parents, I just thank you guys so much for coming on. Like, I appreciate you ladies. I mean, we got the babies, they got the kids, she got to go, but they took time to be on the show, and I appreciate you all so much. So thank y'all so much.
Thank you, guys.
All right, everyone, have a blessed night. And as always, what parents, you are amazing. Thank you so much. And I will see you next month. We have an ADHD webinar happening. It's on and popping, guys. I do stuff every month, so please stay tuned. I ain't done yet. All right, ladies, thank y'all so much. Y'all have a blessed night.
Bye.